Cycle counting is daily counting of specific items in your warehouse. And it's important that you major in the majors. One of the ways in which you can major in the majors is do classification of your inventory. What's often referred to as A, B, C classification or analysis. And there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. You can do that either by the amount of space that an item takes up. So the more space something takes up in your warehouse, the more often or likely you are to count it. You might, on an A and a B and a C classification, you might count your A items every other week. Your B items, you might count once a quarter, and your C items, you might not count except for once a year. And again, there's many different ways you can classify them. You can classify them by the amount of space they take up. You could classify them by the number of parts that you have. You could classify them by the velocity, so how quick are they turning. The more frequently something turns, the more transactions you have, the greater opportunity it is for being wrong, so you want to count it more frequently to ensure it's more accurate. You could do it by dollar value. Which items have the greatest dollar value? So there's a bunch of different ways to do a ABC classification, and it all depends on what type of business you're in. And quite frankly, if you've done some inventory analysis, what's the most likely reason for your inventory to be wrong? And what are the consequences of it being wrong? And you want to prevent that with your cycle count. Major in the majors, let's make sure you're cycle counting the items that are most important and that are most important to your operation to have in stock.